again. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever your religion or lack of religion, you know, whatever it's worth. Anyway, hope everyone had a good time. Hope everyone's happy and healthy. And I wanted to report on something new, and that is to do with my Tikka. My Tikka T3 is stainless super light in 300 Winchester short magnum, which I absolutely love. I really do. This is my favourite rifle at the moment. It's amazing. It was a second-hand purchase from a gun store that I shop at, and I've been lusting after a 300 Winchester short mag for some time, and then one appeared at the gun store and it was at such a good price, and I even knocked them down another couple of $100, and I actually picked it up. It had a Zeiss Terra 3-9 originally on it, so I actually sold that for a couple of $100. So I actually picked up the whole package for $1,200, sold that scope. So the rifle essentially cost me $1,000, and I did have to replace. I'm just recapping on what I did with the rifle. I had to replace the bolt handle because the original bolt handle, which was a tactical bolt handle, was absolutely shagged. I mean, it was, here it is here. I mean, it was, yeah, it was sloppy like you wouldn't believe. You don't need a tactical bolt handle on a hunting rifle, you know. The sort of hunting that I intend to do with this rifle, I'm only going to need one shot, you know, like really. What is that? So the news that I've got regarding this rifle is that it's like slick, yeah. So the news that I've got regarding this rifle is scope wise. Now, so up till now, and I've sighted it in out to 300 meters and everything, or worked out the holdovers out to 300 meters with this, with my pet load that I've developed, which is a 200 grain ELDX load, which is, you should be able to knock down, yeah, anything, even at distance. So thus far I've been using and this was, I intended to keep this scope on here, the Leopold VX Freedom 4-12. Man, you know what, I really like this scope for three main reasons. Number one, it is super light, and the ocular, on the Leopolds, the ocular bells are really nice and trimmed. They're not big and chunky, stupid looking things like on some scopes. The other reason is that the glass on these things is just, Leopold glass is to die for. So slim trim, weighs bugger all, and the glass is excellent. But the biggest beef that I have, the only beef that I have with this scope is just how chunky that reticle is. I mean, that's a serious hunting reticle, and I mean, it's got enough graduations for me to go out to, say, probably 400 meters, which I haven't done with it because it's really hard to see what's going on through this scope because it's only 12 power and the reticle is really chunky. So some time ago, because I bought, a while ago, I bought the Nico Sterling 10-50 Hornet ED 10-50 by 60. So this is my long range target scope, right? And you know, when it was on special for 600 Australian, which is probably like, I don't know, maybe only about 350 US now, with the Australian dollar plummeting, or 400, which is really, really cheap for such a powerful scope. And you would think, oh god, is that going to be any good? So I bought it with a degree of trepidation, although you know, I have not really as far as YouTube or people who I know who've owned Nico Sterling scopes, I've never heard anyone really say anything really bad about them, like, oh yeah, it busted after a few shots, or the glass is shit, it's like looking through bottom of a, I don't know, dirty cup, or, you know. I've not heard any of those criticisms, so I did buy it with a degree of trepidation, but this is one of the best scopes that I've ever had. It really, really is excellent. And, you know, I look out to 1,000, because the range that I shoot at predominantly does have a 1,000 metre target, and man, I can see that totally clearly, not a problem. On 50 power, cranked up to 50 power. It is a second focal plane scope, so which doesn't really matter to me, not for the use that I use it for. Now, so a while ago I was just checking out, you know, what sort of first focal plane scopes there are, right? And one of the online stores that I deal with a lot, it is in my state, in Queensland, but it's in Brisbane, which is a long way away. But they've got a huge online store, and that's Cleaver Firearms. And I don't get sponsored by Cleaver Firearms or paid by them or anything. No one. I will never ever get 1 cent from anybody for what I do on YouTube, ever. Because number one, I don't have enough subscribers, even though I've got over 1,000 subscribers, and even before I had 1,000 subscribers, they bumped me up to where I was eligible for monetization. But yeah, I'm really not interested. You know what I mean? Because you know what? I hate it when I'm watching a YouTube video and there is just commercial after commercial after commercial, and it just shits me. And sometimes there are certain YouTube channels whose content I'm interested in, but they have so many commercials that I don't bother. Alright, so if you're one of those channels, you should think again about how many commercials you have, you know. Stop thinking about your back pocket and think about your viewers. Now, and I don't need, you know what? I don't want money from people, from viewers, or, you know, I don't go big and cap in hand, oh, you know, can you help me out with a buy me a coffee, or, you know, subscribe to my Patreon, or blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm really not. I do it for, it's a hobby, and it gives me an excuse to buy guns. That's my excuse. Yeah. So anyway, I regularly peruse through, not regularly, but now and then I peruse through Cleaver Firearms' inventory, well, what they've got on their catalogue anyway, online catalogue. So, and I was intrigued by this, the Nico Sterling first focal plane 30mm tube, 6-24 by 50 with an HMD reticle, which I think is a Horus Mildot, but it's and I did order the one that is not the crazy, yeah, that's the one I wanted. There are Horus reticles that have got, and they do sell ones with the full bore Horus reticle, where there's just an encyclopedia on the glass, like crazy amount of shit on the glass. I've got no time for them. I like a clean reticle that is, you know, uncluttered. Some of those reticles are just way too cluttered. So it's the Diamond first focal plane 6x24, 6-24 by 50, 30mm tube illuminated HMD reticle. Now, so I don't know how many times I've called them and said to them, do you have any of these in stock? And so there are ones with the 30mm tube, there are ones with the 34mm tube, there are ones with the Horus reticle, there are ones with the full bore Horus reticle with the Encyclopedia Britannica on it, there are ones with a really basic reticle, I can't remember what that is. So there's quite a few different variants in this the Diamond first focal plane 6-24 by 50 range. They've got like 4 or 5 or 6 different ones. And every time I've rung up and asked them, they've said, nah, we've got none in stock. And I said, when are you getting some in stock? And they would say, we have no idea. We've got an order in, we're just waiting. Okay, so not long ago, just before Christmas, I rang up and I said, do you have any of these in stock? And I wanted the 30mm tube for 2 reasons. 34 is just, I don't need a 34mm tube, it's just too big and chunky. And the other practical reason is that I have 30mm tally rings. So, ready to go. So, this time I rang up and he said, yep, I got that. And I said, do you have this particular reticle? And he said, yep. And I said, are you sure it's this? And he said, yep. And so it's got that on the box. And I'll tell you why, another reason, a big reason that I bought it. $390. Okay, now, Australian. So you're probably looking at about, I don't know, 220 bucks US, I shit you not. Right now with where the Australian dollar is sitting versus the US dollar, there's a huge disparity. You know, we're slowly getting to like ruble stages the way we're going. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Albanese. You've done wonders for our economy. Not being political, but it's a fact. He's trashed it. So, you know, you think of that and you go, $390 Australian for a first focal plane 6-24, and you go, well, that must be a piece of junk, right? But taking into consideration my experience with the 10-50 by 60 Hornet, I thought, you know what, that's a ridiculously cheap scope that outperforms, yeah, a lot of other scopes that are probably 2 or 3 times its price. So $390, it was $25 shipping, and I saw it was $25 shipping and I thought, no, seriously? But I tell you what, here's the box. I've taken it out of the packaging, so I haven't opened it up yet, so this is going to be a first. And you know what I've said in the past about unboxing videos, I hate them. And here I go doing another unboxing video, but I'm really excited about this one because I'm really excited to see what you get for $390. So Nico Sterlings, as far as I know, are made in the Philippines, and what does it say? Made in China. Okay, so this one's made in China, and some people say, well, Chinese scopes, you know, they're rubbish, blah blah blah. Well, not necessarily. So what do you get? You get, you get a user manual, which is, so it's showing just details about, there's 2 different reticles on here, just details about the reticle, nothing exciting, it's not really a user manual. You get a cleaning cloth, and it's actually, yeah, that's a pretty good quality cloth. That's not a piece of rubbish that you usually get. Here is the, just, oh, okay. So this is more, this is just, I don't know, instructions or whatever in several different languages, and it starts in, yeah, a user manual. It's rifle scope user manual, and it's in how many different languages? It's in English, German, Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, is that South African? Yeah, whole bunch of Russian, whole bunch of different languages. Now, the actual scope itself, so it comes pretty well packaged. It comes in a plastic bag. I'll take that off. been waiting and waiting for this. Alright. A bit of wind blowing around now. So you get a bikini style lens covers, which not a huge fan of, but it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. And design wise, it actually looks like just sort of a bigger version, slightly bigger version of, or a smaller version of the Hornet. Now, I'm hoping that the glass on this is as good as the Hornet. Let me have, oh wow. Man, that is so clear. Holy shit. Wow. Like, wow. That, I wish you could see this. I've got no way of showing you. But that's just looking, I kid you not, that's just like looking through, straight through the tube with nothing in it except for this reticle hanging in the air. I'm not kidding you. And that's on minimum magnification. Let's go to maximum. See what happens to the reticle. The reticle should get chunkier and chunkier and chunkier. Bigger and really big. Wow. There's no, I'm sort of, wow, that's got a really generous eye box. Like to there, which is miles away from it, like 4 inches away. There. Wow. It's not a fussy eye box. There is zero chromatic aberration. At 24 power maximum magnet, there is zero chromatic aberration. You know, I was expecting it to be pretty good, but I'm actually shocked just how clear this glass is. Oh, and that reticle is just, yeah, it's exactly what I want. You do lose a lot of, because the reticle does, with the first focal plane, the reticle does get bigger, and therefore you lose some of the graduations in it. But, so I'd probably be shooting it at about, I don't know, to get the whole reticle you need to go to, there's 18 power. Yeah. You need to go to get the whole reticle you need to go to about 17 power. Yeah. So at 24 power you can't see all of the reticle, because it does, with the first focal plane, it does get big. But my God, I can't wait to shoot this thing. This is just, and it is a fair bit bigger than probably an inch. It's an inch longer. Just over an inch. About an inch longer, just over an inch longer. Maybe 30 mil longer. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Oop, and then you gotta pop it up. No. Quite audible without being ridiculously. Yeah. Audible without being ridiculously loud, like some are. I think some are a little bit too loud. So you've got parallax, you've got less than 10 yards. See what I can see. Yeah. So that's, yeah. So I'm looking at the other side of this room. I can clearly see. So that's about, yeah, it's 10 yards to, or 10 metres to, say, to infinity. So there's, and if you've got a good parallax, if your scope's got a proper good parallax, you can determine how far away something is just by looking through the parallax. I don't know if that's, it might be, yeah, that's better. That's, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be about right. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's clearer. So that's about 150 metres. That would be about, that tree, I'm looking at a tree through the window, that would be about 150 metres away. Oh God, this glass is just unbelievable. I can't believe it. I don't know how they do it. Now, the proof is in the pudding, so this is a Magnum, a really heavy recoiling Magnum. We'll see how long this lasts, how many shots this lasts. You know what? I'm sad because the range doesn't open till the 10th, and the 9th, day before, I've got to go working for a week, and I'm not going to get to actually test this until then. But just, you know, desktop review, I've got to tell you, like, the actual reticle is really fine, like really well done. The glass is super clear. You know what, this compares, I have to say this glass compares to the Leopold glass. I can't wait to mount this. I've got the rings and I can't wait to use it and shoot it. So if you are looking for a 6-24 first focal plane scope that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, has really clear glass, an excellent reticle, parallax that actually, you know, when you set it on 150 metres, you're looking at 150 metres, not like what? Like this piece of shit, the Firewolf. That cost me 260 bucks. Man, what a piece of junk. It's supposed to be 10 to 40. I don't think it's more powerful than 15 or 12, I gotta tell you. But if you're looking for an affordable long range scope, 6-24. So 6-24s are sort of a bit, you know, old school, redundant, but not really. I mean, for hunting applications, 6-24 is perfect. So if you're looking for an affordable first focal plane, 6-24 by 50 with super clear glass, and I mean super clear, get one of these. You know, well, I'm not going to say get it because I haven't used it yet. I don't know if it's going to stand up to the punishment that the 300 Wisdom is going to dish out. But as far as just a desktop review, thus far, I have to say that this thing it's definitely reached the expectations that I had and more. And it's only $390. There are other sellers, other sites that do sell it, and they are a fair bit more expensive, like at least a couple $100 more, $100, $200 more. And even looking at that price, you'd think, oh yeah, that must be rubbish. But I'm going to tell you right now, wow. You know what? When I come back from work, I might order the 34mm tube. I don't know, just to see what the hell it's like, and put it in another rifle that I can shoot long range. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised at just how good the glass is. The glass is excellent. I don't know, yeah. And it's made in China, and you would think, oh man, a cheap Chinese, and it is cheap, a cheap Chinese scope, the glass must be rubbish, it's probably not going to last, rah rah rah. But as I've said before, you know, you don't really hear that much about Nico Sterling. Nico Sterling has been around since when? Since 1956. So my understanding is it was started by an Australian. So they've been making scopes since 1956. They know what they're doing, and all the scopes that I've seen were made in the Philippines. I think some are made in Japan, I'm not sure. This one's made in China, but I've got to tell you, and the biggest thing for me is that it doesn't destroy itself under recoil, and that the glass is clear, and this is excellent. So now I'm gushing. I'm totally gushing. I tell you what, when I get it on this thing, it is going to be so much fun to sight that loading. Yeah. So you're not going to see me for a couple of weeks because I've got to go to work, and the range doesn't open until till the 10th, and I won't be back until the 18th or 19th or something like that. So yeah, if you've got to spare $400, get one of these. Wow. Well, wow. I'm back. So the rest of the vid I made yesterday, and I would have posted it yesterday, but I was having IT problems, and so I've got a laptop, and but I don't have my video editor on the laptop. I'd like to put it on my laptop, but it's a free version, yeah, fake version of Windows, whatever it is, that video editor that you used to get for free. That's really good. I really like it. It's really simple. It's really easy to use. It's really basic. You know, there's not the learning curve is not huge. Doesn't bother me. But anyway, so I was having some really weird IT issues. Like after a storm, we had a storm around Christmas, whatever, and or before Christmas. No, it was after Christmas. Yeah, because the last video I posted was I can't remember when it was, but and my internet went down, and the modem it wouldn't connect and whatever, and then it was, yeah, it was all, I thought, man, this, you know, this, because it was saying that there was a line breakage, a connection issue. So the cable between the PC and the modem, the Wi-Fi modem, it wasn't the NBN modem. It was saying that there was a connection issue. So I replaced that cable. That didn't fix it. So I thought, what the hell's going on? And then I got my laptop up and running, and that was on the Wi-Fi, and that worked perfectly. So I took it in to my to Robin, who is my IT specialist in town, and I rang her up. That was yesterday. I rang her up today, and she said, "There's nothing wrong with it." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, I plugged it into mine, and it works fine. And also the Wi-Fi, because I went and bought a Wi-Fi adapter, and I loaded that, and that wouldn't work either. It was just saying, yeah, whatever, some bullshit messages, and that was really weird. So I took it to her, and she said, "Look, everything works fine. The line internet works fine. The hardwire internet works fine, and the Wi-Fi internet works fine." And she even, when I went there, she even plugged it in, and into another monitor and keyboard, and the Wi-Fi was working fine. And I was like, what? So she said, "Look, take it home, crank it up, see what happens, because it might be your internet security software that you got, because I've got a shitload of internet security software, like 5 different applications, I think. I don't think you can be too secure when it comes to the internet, because I have had issues previously." And So I just plugged it in then, and whammo, that $30 USB Wi-Fi adapter, it's fast, it works fine, so I'm just going to leave it on the Wi-Fi. I'm not going to bother plugging it into the hardwire it into the modem, because it might screw it up again or something. I don't know. If it works, it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah. So this is why you're seeing it, because this is why you didn't see it yesterday, is because I had IT issues. Anyway, that's not really relevant to anything that I'm going to say now, but it's just a bit of info for you. So I've got the Nico Sterling 6-24 by 50 scope mounted on. Now, one thing, and I know there's one site that I watch, one guy that I watch, Fuck Outdoors. So he's a gunsmith. Or now he used to be PHUCK Outdoors, but obviously I don't know. He might have got the word, hey, that's still too offensive. So now it's PHCK Outdoors. So it's Fuck Outdoors. But anyway, so he's a guns, and he did a video saying, do not Loctite your scope screws, any of the screws. Well, you know what? I've always ascribed to that policy myself. I've never Loctited any of the screws on rings or bases. With these tally ring and base one-piece sets or two-piece sets, when I took the VX Freedom off, these two of the screws that mount onto the receiver were loose. Probably because this is a Magnum caliber, and because of the recoil, it's probably worked them loose, because I do crank them down. Not too much, but I do crank them, and I've never had that issue before, not with the tally rings. So this time I did Loctite them, but I used, it's in a Visine bottle, but it's blue Loctite. I don't use red Loctite. Red Loctite is for permanent, and especially when you're talking about tiny screws, yeah. But anyway, one thing that I wanted to add, which is really amusing about this scope, is so it's an illuminated reticle, and the whole reticle is illuminated. The whole reticle, yeah, the whole shebang is illuminated, which is good. Now, and I'm turning it, and man, at max illumination, it is the brightest illumination that I've ever seen on any illuminated reticle. I kid you not. One funny thing is that the illumination does not go to 10. It goes to 11. I kid you not. It goes to 11. Yep. It's really tight. It's the thing on it. There's the illumination. There it is, 11. I'll show you. Do you see that? 11. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see 11. Alright, the illumination goes to, where is it? 11. Now, so whoever designed this scope, because I don't think this one goes to 11, this one's not illuminated. So whoever designed this scope must be a Spinal Tap fan. I've never seen any dial on any scope go to 11, but this has got 11, and it is 11. When it's on 11, it is bright as. I'm really not sure what application you would need it that bright, why you would need it that bright, but anyway, it is. So I just wanted to add that before I edit the video and send it out. So anyway, I'll post this video in, not tomorrow, but day after Thursday. I've got to go to work. I'll probably be away for maybe a week or two, a couple of weeks actually. There's a whole bunch of jobs all in a row. So you won't hear from me until then. So until then, see you later.